This disgraced Al Jazeera presenter just ignited a firestorm by defending Rasmea Odeh, a convicted Palestinian militant. In this tweet, he claims she was wrongfully convicted, leaving many people asking, was she in fact innocent, or was she a cold-blooded killer? It was a sunny Friday morning in Jerusalem. The streets were teeming with people hurriedly preparing for Shabbat. Supersol, Jerusalem's largest supermarket, buzzed with activity. Amidst this bustling scene, two university roommates, Edward Yaffe and Leon Kanner, were shopping for canned food for an upcoming field trip. But this mundane scene was about to plunge into a nightmare of unspeakable horror. 10 days earlier, two Palestinian women, Rasmea Odeh and Rashida Obaida, paid a seemingly innocuous visit to the supermarket. They bought some canned food and then they left. Years later, an accomplice explained the evil intent behind their visit.
بالقدس الغربية يعني مثلا رسمية عودة كانت هي داخلة في الموضوع أكثر مني، هي ورشيد عبيدو يعني رايحين ودارسين وقدموا وهم أحكوا عن الموضوع وأعطوا التقرير له.
This revelation offered a glimpse into a more sinister reality. The two women belonged to the infamous PFLP terror group, and according to her own confession, Rasmea was the mastermind behind a heinous plan. This seemingly routine shopping trip was far from ordinary. It was a clandestine reconnaissance mission aimed at identifying the most lethal spots to plant explosive devices in the store. The seemingly innocuous cans were acquired so they could be converted into bombs that would then go unnoticed when placed back on the shelves. The accomplice who revealed why they'd went to the supermarket was Aisha Odeh, a Palestinian teacher who was recruited by Rasmea.
أنا اللي جريت.
أنت جريتي إجري للعمل العسكري.
هاي تهمة.
العمل العسكري أنت جريتي إجري للعمل العسكري.
بس أنت يمكن العمل العسكري دخل لداخلك مش تأسيسا مني. يعني علاقتك بأخوك، علاقتك بزوج أختك، علاقتك بشباب آخرين كانوا يعملوا بهذا المجال، هلا تذكرت.
Aisha became actively involved when Bashir al-Khairi, a PFLP handler, tasked her with delivering the explosives to Rasmea's house. Upon learning of the sinister plot, Aisha asked if she could take part. Without hesitation, Rasmea agreed. And so, the day before the attack, Aisha and Rashida met Rasmea at her house, where they were joined by a skilled bomb maker who transformed the innocent-looking cans into ticking bombs. The next day, so as not to arouse suspicion, Aisha and Rashida were driven to Jerusalem by a co-conspirator, a priest named Father Ilya Khoury. In a further attempt to blend in, they ditched their traditional Palestinian clothing for Western-style outfits, and now, ready for their operation, they went and planted two bombs in different areas of the supermarket. Rasmea, who had a third bomb, placed it at the British consulate, targeting Britain because of their recent arms agreement with Israel. The first bomb detonated with catastrophic force, plunging the supermarket into turmoil. In an instant, the lives of Edward and Leon were tragically cut short. 20 others were left injured, and a nation was left reeling in pain. But the consulate bomb never exploded. It was discovered by a gardener and detonated in a field nearby. Frustrated that she'd failed to blow up the consulate, Rasmea returned days later, consumed with vengeance. With calculated precision, she positioned a plant pot concealing a bomb on a window ledge. This time, it exploded, but miraculously, the occupant of the room escaped without injury. Israel wasted no time in tracking down the culprits, and a week later, Rasmea was in custody.
مسكت أنا وعايشة عودة مع بعض كانوا يضربوها.
Actually, that's not the entire story. Within a day of being arrested, Rasmea had confessed to the crime and informed on her friend Aisha, who at that point was unknown to the authorities. She went on to implicate dozens of PFLP operatives, and 5 of the conspirators were eventually brought to trial.
هي التهمة الرئيسية كانت موجهة لعملية السوق المركزي في القدس.
During the trial, the families of the victim looked on in horror as Rasmea and Aisha laughed their way through the proceedings. At the trial's conclusion, they were both found guilty and awarded multiple life sentences.
رسمية عودة أخذت 3 مؤبدات، أنا أخذت مؤبدين.
A few years later, the PFLP captured an Israeli soldier, leading to a dramatic turn of events. In exchange for his release, Israel agreed to free 76 Palestinian prisoners, including Rasmea and Aisha.
اجى علينا مندوب الصليب الأحمر وبلغنا كان إنه في عملية تبادل. أنا وكمان ورسمية عودة وكانت عادية أبو دية إنه لا يعني لازم نتعاطف.
Since their release from jail, Rasmea, Aisha and Rashida have all admitted to the bombings. In a 1980s interview with Soraya Antonius, Rasmea admitted to placing the consulate bomb.
We had placed a bomb there to protest Britain's decision to furnish arms to Israel. Actually, we placed 2 bombs. The first was found before it went off, so we placed another.
Next, Rashida affirmed the Supersol attack, solidifying their guilt.
ورفيقاتي عايشة ورسمية إحنا الثلاث اشتركنا بعملية واحدة.
But it's this next confession that's the most chilling. As Aisha recalled murdering the 2 students, a chuckle escaped from her smirking lips, just like in the courthouse all those years ago.
طب لما حطيت العبوة كيف كان إحساسك؟
بصراحة يمكن بجوز صعب إني أتذكر الآن، بس كنت بحس إنه يكون في واجب تجاه وطني يعني مش.
دخلت على خط العمل المسلح. نعم. وعملنا عملية نعم بالقدس الغربية في حينها. نعم. كانت في 22/2/69. احنا كنا حطينا قنبلتين، قنبلة انفجرت وقنبلة انمسكت قبل ما تنفجر بلحظات. طبعا راح فيها 2 ويمكن جرح 10. وبعديها صار في يعني الذهاب إلى المحكمة خلال سنة، بعد سنة تقريبا تم الحكم علي أنا وكمان المجموعة، أنا ومجموعة رسمية عودة ويعقوب عودة.
While Rasmea and her supporters pronounce her innocence, it's crucial to scrutinize this claim. She alleges that her confession wasn't true and was extracted under torture. However, a closer look at the evidence paints a damning picture. She claims she was tortured until the 23rd of March, later adding that
لأنه صحيح كانت أشكال من التعذيب فظيعة بالنسبة إلي، كانت بتأثر في تأثير عكسي، إنه مين هم هدول؟ شو اللي بدهم إياه مني؟ أنا لازم أقضي عليهم، أنا مش لازم أحكي أي إشي.
When she was tried in Israel, she said that she had given the false confession after seeing her father in a very bad condition. She recalled how he had told her that they'd release him if she told them what they wanted to hear. So, for the sake of her father, she obeyed him and gave the false confession.
خايفة على أبوي، خايفة يعني هاي قضية حساسة كثير، خايفة يروح فيها أبوي، يعني زي كأنه انضرب.
This simply isn't true. There's actually concrete evidence that he wasn't abused, and it's documented. Her father was an American citizen, so the US Consul General visited him 3 days after her confession to make sure that he wasn't being maltreated. And he's officially on record stating that his condition was no worse than the standard treatment afforded to the majority of detainees at Jerusalem jail. Furthermore, she claims that she was tortured for 23 days and didn't confess until her father asked her to. But the dates just don't add up. She was arrested on the 28th and confessed the very next day. This was then followed by a second confession 7 days later. She didn't refuse to talk for 23 days like she claims. She sang like a bird at the first opportunity. She provided an accurate statement that contained chilling details that aligned perfectly with the crime. Notably, she admitted to placing the bomb on the consulate window. If she was innocent, why did she continue to maintain this admission even after her release? Why were there explosives in her room? Why did the police subsequently arrest the 80 PFLP operatives that she'd named? More strikingly, why did her friends Aisha and Rashida repeatedly confirm her role in the bombings? They confirmed it because she was guilty. The facts are irrefutable. Shame on those like Marc Lamont Hill that defend this cold-blooded killer.